There's no such thing as old or new. It's just the technology. Listen to what he's playing. What he's playing is old. He's playing what Pops was playing. He can play too. Time he dies.
Yeah.
Listen how good he plays in the time on this, with these breaks. Concentrate on time. I was 12, 13, I always be around people 70, 80, but I never understood what they were telling me. So I was like, what they talking about? Because when you don't understand, so I think I want you to do is develop your understanding. You seem like you're real smart. Like you have a lot of intelligence in your sound. It sounds very intelligent, man. It's interesting.
That's actually his second instrument. He's a classical piano player.
Yeah. He's really intelligent. He got intelligence.
But he plays the trumpet with the Toronto Youth Symphony Orchestra.
He's the youngest to join the youth symphony.
He's got a lot of intelligence. I can tell he can do any kind of. But to play jazz is different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because to play jazz, you have to figure out what it is. So, like classical music, you don't have to figure out what it is. You have to play it. So you have pieces you can play. In the Toronto Youth Symphony, when they're playing pieces, what do they play?
In the symphony.
Play the humble. Play the humble.
Okay.
When you start to, first with your kind of ability, when you start to really hear a lot of music, you're going to figure things out. A lot of times playing music is about taste. You know what I mean? Somebody want to eat Burger King all the time. They don't have a taste for food. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see.
Like your taste a lot of times is developed by how much you understand. And for young cats, it's important to you got discipline. I can tell everything like that. That's not the problem. The problem is going to be exposed to the best things, to learn the history of things and get an in-depth understanding of it. Because a lot of stuff you're going to figure out yourself, which is important. I mean, it's important to figure stuff out yourself because you're going to be your best teacher. But you know, you got him. I mean, that's a godsend right there. I mean, can he play? He's so somebody like him with that kind of feeling, like the feeling like the soul of this man. To be able to be around somebody like that and study all the love of the instrument and all that, you just don't get that from being around him. I mean, it's not. And that's rare, but he's rare. So that's just the truth. I'm not saying reality is reality. I hear kids play all the time. So I think every night I'm hearing somebody play. For 30 years, I've been hearing people play. And that type of instruction is rare. You don't know it now. 12. You will, by the time you're 22, you're gonna say, damn. And my teacher was like that, John Long. I didn't know, but he taught me a lot. And my second teacher was like that, George Jansen. And the other teachers I had were not the same. They're good teachers, but they just didn't have that same, like he loved you. Yeah, he's up here late at night talking about your genius and all of that. He got stuff to do. I'm serious, I want you to be aware of it. And know while you're studying with him, understand, that the value of it. So when you, that's gonna make you be more serious about it, about what you're doing. So that's, in terms of playing classical music, he'll teach you everything you need to know about that. You need to listen to classical music too. Listen to Haydn's music. Listen to know who Hummel is. Learn about music. Music is the deepest discipline on earth because of the depth of music from a historical standpoint. Just the fact of written music is deep. Like the way music is written on a page, the graphic layout of music. Things in music, dynamics. Life has dynamics. There's dynamics to life. Even though you're 12, you can understand that. People think somebody's 12, they don't understand nothing. You understand a lot already. You feel very subtle intelligence. So you just take like dynamics. The fact that somebody's date of birth is on a page of music. Words you don't understand in another language is telling you it goes faster or slower. Orchestration of different people you're supposed to play with. Articulation marks, like makes you understand every G is not the same. It's like people, every person's not the same. So, the thing I want for you is to get into the music, because then you can maximize your ability and your intelligence. Because if not, you're just going to be a guy playing trumpet or piano. You don't want to do that. You want to develop your ability to the maximum amount. Tendency to just react. But when you get a talented person that's also conscious, that's very different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A person with ability, normally they play better than people they're around. So they settle for that.
Is that it?
Yeah.
And they might practice a little harder, but they never challenge themselves at all. So for you, I want you to challenge your understanding.
Good.
So that you know things.
This is him on piano, like it was a few months ago.
I know he can play. You gotta be able to play with his hairstyle. Boy, you wearing that. Make you get a lot of pictures. That's proud, that's original. I've never seen that before. I love it. Yeah, I hear him. I know he can play. I'm serious. I know about that. But it's like another thing I'm hearing in this plan that I'm trying to tell him. Like you almost have like a kind of savant ability. Don't exploit that. Because savants never become great when they're older. They just become like savants, you know what I'm saying? Like a person with savant level talent, at your age, I've seen a lot, I've seen, in all these years, 10 to 15 people like that. That's not a lot. Out of that 10 to 15, only one of them ever really kept developing their ability. Because you'd be like, I'm gonna just tell you what I would tell them all the time. You're not like a circus trick, somebody go to a circus and say, wow, look at this 5-year-old, look at this 8-year-old, look at this 12-year-old. Don't be like that. Get deep into stuff. So that as you mature as a person, your depth is gonna go into your music, and then your talent becomes a tool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? That's what I want you to do. And that's gonna require studying and thinking and experiencing things that's not just music. And applying those things to music. You know what I'm saying? You apply music, you apply your life to music. You don't hide in music. That's what I want for you.
What advice do you have for me as a teacher?
I mean, just the love and the feeling you can give to. I think for him, the more thing is the experience performances.
Yeah.
To take in the stuff you go to really experience it. Like my son is 17, I had a teacher that would always take me to like museums and stuff. I love this teacher, this guy named Prestige. And it just was the experiencing of it.
Yeah, I take him everywhere.
It's good. It's important. It's the experiencing of it. And it's also important to be hard on him. Like you love him, but you got to be hard on him. In terms of making him develop the depth of his personality and his character. You got to be. Because if you're not, you know, my teacher kept his foot in my ass all the time. George Jansen, he did me a favor. Because it's like, you know, if not, you just be, and it's not like that. It's hard out there. You got to equip yourself. Then you can start when you're 12. Because it takes time. You know what I mean? To be thorough. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Especially if anything, you know, get him around too for playing jazz, you gotta really beat the music out. You know, you could always text me, send me stuff, and I'll just tell him, yeah, you should check this out. Go check out people when they come in town. It's really hard kind of get in touch with you. I have like 700 emails on my phone, so 7,000. If you understand, I'm not bullshitting. But you gotta get in with Louis Armstrong to be able to play.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the number of phone calls. 6,750.
Do you answer to this?
Man, I try to answer them, but at a certain point, it's like,
You can't. There's no.
I can't keep up with it. But I mean, you know, if I know it's like about some trumpet or something, I'll.
Do you have a title that they could use? Danger or watch out?
That's not bad. Anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard for me now at this point to keep up with it.
Thank you very much.
But you know, I always loved you, man. I mean, I'm glad that you love you.
Thank you.
When I first met you, you always great. You're lucky, man. Good man.
Let's go to work
Yeah,
now.
you know, you're a great musician. You got a lot of feel. You got the hands with your perfect pitch. You got the kind of perfect pitch hands.
Yeah.
Look at his hands. I noticed people with this kind of hand have perfect pitch. I want more money off of musicians when their hands are like this. I'm really not playing. It's not crazy. If you, it's like the kind of way that a person's hand is shaped. I'm serious. I've noticed it for years. You know, I asked him, when I shook his hand, I asked him, you have perfect pitch? It's because of his hand. That's years of experience, see? You know what I'm saying? You got that, you have to exploit that. You have to take that talent and just, what we're rappers, books you need to read. I need to get into the intellectual engagement. Intellectual engagement. I noticed when I was growing up, all the musicians that could play, they were always real smart. They weren't dumb, man. Dizzy, sweet, every time, damn, you guys are smart. You know what I mean? So you don't get like a talented dumb guy. Don't. That's the one thing I'm telling you. Be for real. And to be for real, you got to. You could do it, but you got to do it. It ain't gonna do itself. You know what I mean? You sure you're with me? Yeah. I don't know if you understand. You look older, so I can't reconcile you. I know. I'm saying I can't reconcile your age with your look, so I'm talking to you like you're 15. You don't look like a 12-year-old. I'm not talking to you like how I would talk to a 12-year-old person. But, you know, I keep up with you. Look, man, you can play. You for real, son. Congratulations. Thanks. I'll see you.
Okay.
We need you out there. It's rough out there, man. Okay. Serious. Thank you. Seriousness is in short supply.